Hey, hard hats. It's the big guy, Scott Farrar here. Big Mike the Grand Poobah Parazzini at the Excelsior Pub in Albany, the exclusive partner of the hard hats up there in the Empire State District. Mikey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Played our first rugby game yesterday. Ended up
Nice,
winning, so you know,
nice.
it ended up doing not so bad. Can't complain. And we we're drinking here. We're actually drinking Jenny Springbok today instead of our normal Utica Club, and which I thought was fortuitous, being Springbok beer, Springboks rugby, good rugby day. And
Mhm.
so now I'm chilling, getting ready to watch a good Rudy game. Ended up staying at the bar a little late last night and ended up seeing Dallas's first win, which was great.
Yes,
We're all
congratulations
hanging out
for
the
the
bar. We're
Dallas
like, hey,
Jackets.
I'm like, I think there's a rugby game on. We throw up the Dallas one, and yeah, ended up seeing Dallas's first win, which was great.
Awesome. Congratulations to the Jackals organization and our buddies at the Jackal Den who run their fan organization. Congrats on your first professional win. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Rick Collins was MIA all night, and that means it was a good win for him. So let's turn to the match we're having on the field. Right now, we're back at it after a week hiatus or 2 week hiatus. After that terrible loss to New England, unfortunately, we're back here to defend our home field, protect the house in Mount Vernon, New York, at Memorial Field against Rugby ATL. It's funny because it was super windy about 20 minutes ago and it seems to have calmed down. So I wonder when those wind gusts are going to come back. It was super cold out of the sun. Now that I'm in the sun with not a cloud in the sky, way warmer than I thought it was going to be. Considering pre-match, it was kind of you had those clouds. Um, but I got to be honest, I'm feeling a buzz. I'm feeling some electric energy on the pitch for the Ironworkers side today, Mikey. I'm going to try and go off the floor, line up in my head. Let's see if it works. So we
I was
got
gonna say, I think I've got it lined up here. Hold
let
on
me
one
let me see
second.
if I can yeah, tell me if I'm right here. We got Nick, Dylan, Chance. Then we have Nate and Hamish 4 and 5. Then I believe we have Joe Basser, Tago, and Brendan O'Connor.
Benjamin Asso.
Benjamin Alpha. Okay. Listen, I got one of them. It was a big.
Yeah,
It was a big. I did see Brendan O'Connor in his gear. Brad Tucker not in his gear. I wonder how he's doing. Andrew Coe in the lineup, coming back from the head knock. If you also notice, Connor McMahon is back in the lineup as a reserve from that thigh injury. But Mike, you go down the rest of the list and
yeah. So right now,
we'll hit it.
9 is Connor Buckley, 10 is Jack Heighton, Ed Fidow at 11, Ty Walden at 12, Fossey Fuatai at 13, Andrew Coe at 14, and then Nick Feeks at 15. And then for the reserves, it's Caleb Geiger, Timmy Langi, Sam Davies, Charlie Hewitt, Kara Pryor, Conor McManus, Jason Emery, and Quinn Waddy.
And Quinn, also again warming up today, and nothing but his bare feet. Good sign the Canadian got that bare feet out in the cold. His dogs must be really, really cold. Now, can
Yeah,
you go
trying,
over the ATL lineup?
that cold immersion therapy, right? Usually you do it in an ice bath, but maybe it works on a turf field as well.
Cold shock
Um,
proteins, bro.
as for ATL, hold on, we've got Alex Morgan, uh, Taran Erasmus, John Roy Jenkin, Justin Basson, Johan Mopson, Vilmi Helu, Matt Heighton, Jason Dam, and that's your forwards. As for the backs, it's Ryan Rees, Duncan Van Strolik, Nolan Tony Maida, Will Leonard, who's he? I don't never heard of him. Uh, Pi Ragitara, White Takia, uh, Jack Shaw, and Ruana Vital. And then the bench is Isaac Bales, Will Burke, Weekus Rodewalden. I'm going to butcher all of these names. Manuel Milan, Ross Deacon, Rowan Boys, George Barton, and Seth Purdy.
Yeah, Will Burke and Ross Deacon don't know who those guys are either.
Yeah.
The joke being that Will, and Ross both are all three of them are former New York players, former Roosters. Shout out to Jason Dom. I believe he was selected last year as a top 15 of the season at the number 8 man. Obviously, he runs a lot. He loves his pick and goes. A lot of plays are to JP Dom on the 8 man. He's very dangerous. Will Leonard is very dangerous. He's one of those straightforward crashing centers. Does he have a step? Yes. But does he need the step? No. He'll run you over and then outrun you. He's like a gazelle. He's just a hop step straight through your heart. Very dangerous.
Absolutely, yeah, incredibly dangerous on offense and incredibly solid on defense as well. You know, nothing's getting by him. He'll come up, loves that blitz and loves to get that that nice hit in early, making sure to slow you down. And if he doesn't get that full on tackle, he's definitely going to make sure that he slows you down so someone else could come in and make that hit.
Shout out to our boy Jason Zimmerman, couldn't make it today, but heck, can't make him to all. Jason drives a long way. He's one of our longtime supporters. Appreciate you, Jay. Always love you when you watch and give us your insight. But what I think it's going to come down to today, I think the forward packs are very even. Atlanta has a great forward pack. We have a great forward pack. I think it's going to come down to what we talked about Tuesday is the back play. And are we going to be able to punish ATL on defense? You talked about Will being one of the top tacklers, Will Leonard, on their team. He was a top tackler for the 3 years he was on Rooney, and he was kind of copping that defense, and that's what he's known for. And guess what? That's what Atlanta is known for. They really rarely have people score on them as much as they allowed Houston to score on them previously. And, you're not always going to have the best defensive game all the time, right? There's going to be some cracks in the armor. I think that showed in the game against Houston that ATL had versus what we're going to be versus what we need to do to hit those cracks and make sure we bust them wide open.
Yeah, I was going to say both of these teams, are underperforming right now. I think we could say that, the Ironworkers are underperforming where we expected them to be. Atlanta certainly underperforming as well, where they thought they were going to be as well. There's nothing more dangerous right now than a team that is underperforming because it's like a rabid animal that's backed into the corner, and they're going to do anything, and they're going to fight. And so as much as Atlanta is last in the division right now, they cannot be counted out as a team to be reckoned with. We certainly have to fight them hard, and I think certainly expose those chinks in the armor that that Houston did as well, and take some advantage into that. I think cycling forwards out amongst the backs, I think is going to be a big key on offense, making sure that get those big guys running. Let Ben Benasso do what Ben Benasso does, and run hog wild with the ball and fight for those extra yards. Make sure we're getting to rucks and setting everything up again.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think what else needs to happen is Ed Fidel, one of the top 5 leaders in meters game. The problem is he hasn't broken through past that. They've been really keen to make sure they have 2 men tackling him. That's not his fault, but he's going to have to make a move to kind of stop those tackles from bringing him down so quickly. Same thing, Andrew Coe was up there until he got injured, just out. I think he's top 12. But same thing, it's one of those where those guys have moves, but they're keying in on those 2 wings because they know they can break away and have the speed to continue right to the sideline. So it's just one of those, I don't think it's an effort thing as much as it's been a good defensive play to put 2 men on Ed Fidel, put 2 men on Andrew Coe, and saying, let somebody else do the work. And who can do that with? Nick Feeks. I think today, depending on what ATL gives us, if we can have them come closer because they're going to have to double team Eddie, they're going to have to double team Andrew. Nick Feeks is going to do a little bit more with his feet to get some of those 50-22s, to get some more meters, to get Atlanta deep into their zone. And then we can use our defense to kind of stifle them and stifle that momentum.
I was going to say, I think that also opens up, you think about it, if you're taking 2 guys to, take down a Fidel or a Coe, that's leaving up 1 person to run free. That's got to be Feeks to be able to, hit those gaps. And I think hopefully, if everything goes well, you might see some, nice offloads, 2 guys coming in for the tackle, no one there to get there. For the the man coming in, Feeks coming in, offload, boom, try time. So hopefully it's being able to exploit the fact that it's 2 guys tackling Ed, and maybe recognize that Ed and Andrew aren't going to be the ones making that breakout day, but doesn't mean that they can't set someone else up to do that as well.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you, and that sets up guys like Tay Waldron and Fossey Kuatai, who are the starting centers, to have a little bit more wiggle room to break through. Again, guys have been gaining meters, but they haven't broken through really for big tries this season yet. The key word is yet. We're playing a lot of teams with great tackling ability. The tackling ability on all the teams we played have been very good. Like I said, one and done tackles on most of the time. And that's what's killing us really is because now the defense is making a great tackle, setting up a great counter ruck, and sometimes we're in a position where we're on an island and we can't have a good ruck on the offensive possession. That's another thing we need to work on. The other thing we talked about on Tuesday is making sure when we get into those line-out situations, make sure we're not obstructing in the line-out. They've been calling it multiple times with multiple referees in multiple matches. That means it's on us to fix. It's not just a anomaly with one person.
I was gonna say that definitely. I think you've mentioned this. It definitely seems like one of those things that's been told to look at. For referees to look at this season, like where they've been saying, "Hey, make sure that there is no, obstruction in the line out." Our line out has been, strong, a strong part of our game, and especially that driving maul. But I think, yeah, it definitely needs to come down and adjust and make sure that we're doing everything right, so we don't get, pinged for that every single time.
Absolutely. So right now, I think it's going to come down to what our back line can do. Obviously, it always comes down to set pieces, no matter the game. What can we do on the defensive side so we don't get pushed back? What can we do if we can cough and frame them and get the ball rolling for a try and convert it, which we've had issues with? I think those are. I mean, to be honest, every match is going to have those same things that what we're looking to do. So I think it's not just the key to this match. It's going to be the key to making matches that we're going to talk about, but it's definitely a key today. So, Mikey, score prediction. Are you still going with the -5 you had on Tuesday?
Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling good. I've picked both underdog wins this week. So I got the score right perfectly for for the Dallas game as well. So I'm feeling good. I'm not going to switch stuff up. I'm saying Ironworkers by 5.
Gotcha. I'm sticking with the -5. Like I said, -3 for home field. -2, I think it's going to be a tight game. We're going to win the conversion. Mike talked about picking the underdog, Jason Zimmerman by 7. Mike picked New England to lose against Utah, and they did. That's 5 points we can gain on New England. That's 5 points we need to climb the ladder here in the division because you have a hot NOLA team that might be able to hit another 5 points, and all of a sudden NOLA's atop the table from being down in the bin, the wooden spoon, as you would say in the Eastern Conference. So we need this 5-point bonus win. I'm going to say -5. We get the bonus point, and we're going to have a good match today, Mikey.
I think so. I think hopefully we come off. We beat this this stagnant bye-week blues that constantly hits us, and hopefully we keep on rolling. And this, I think, really this comes down to this is a must win for us. This sets the tone for the rest of the season, and I think we really have to win this if we want to continue to be in contention.
Absolutely. We're going to be away in Toronto, playing a really weakened Toronto team that has 13 players on the injured reserve next week. So we have to play a full-strength Atlanta team really hard to get that bonus point win, and then play really hard to get another bonus point win next week. So, guys, I'm the big guy, Scott Ferrara. That's Mike the Grand Poobah Parazzini. This is the Hard Hats pre-match show, break time with the big guy and the Grand Poobah. Hopefully you guys enjoy the match, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
See ya.